Here we go. Telechubbies, Rating Before Dating, round of 8, game 3. It's all coming down to this. What's on the line here, Phil? It's so much. It's gold.
Glory.
Yeah. Who knows?
Honor. And money.
Somebody could die here as a result of this game.
I hope not.
Probably not going to happen, but it's possible.
Ferris ban on that Cthulhu font because he was so annoying last game.
I agree. I mean, there are heroes that you ban because you know that the other team is good with them or has a strategy, and then there are heroes you ban just because nobody wants to play against. Yeah. Like Swiftblade.
Right.
Nobody wants to play against or with Swiftblade.
Those first 3 bans are heroes that no one wants to play against ever. Parasite, since his inception, continues to be the most fucking annoying hero in the game.
Yeah.
It's the only hero. Now, it's got changed because they removed the effectiveness of items on him, so no more level 5 codex blasting people off the map with draining venom. But it used to be that no matter what, no matter how many items you had, Parasite would just come out and smash you. You know what I mean? Oh, here I am coming out of Wild Hunter, and now you're dead. You're level 25 and I'm level 16. Deal with it. So.
And now it's worse because there's a puzzle box.
Oh my god, I can't believe that they buffed him to that point. I wouldn't mind them buffing him to where he doesn't lose health, but giving him HP regeneration inside of creeps is ridiculous. And also, I think that if you infest a unit, it should automatically become organic, regardless of what it is.
You
know
can't
what I mean?
kill the hell cannons. It's not possible. He's got haste movement speed constantly. He's magic immune, and
they push towers like a fucking beast.
And then you do some damage, and then he just heals it right back. So it's the most ridiculous, stupid thing in the entire world. I get the I get the 0, so that alright, at least once you take damage, though, it's permanent. But having him heal is just stupid. Yeah,
it's dumb, and
that's where I'm at too.
S2's dumb, and I'm dumb, and you're dumb.
We're all dumb.
We're all dumb.
We're pretty clearly dumb. I mean, we're sitting here casting HoN, and I feel kind of dumb, but that's alright. I can't stop, man. I've tried. I tried to go to Dota 2. It didn't work.
I love it.
It took me.
I can't get enough of it, man.
It took me a long time to get from Dota to HoN. There was a lot of things I didn't like about HoN because I was just so used to Dota, and I don't like change. And so it just took the adjustment period, and then once that happened, I was like, God damn it, now I really gotta drop this and go to a new game. I can't handle it. I'm too old for this shit.
No. I love it, man. I see Diglett going ham in the chat.
Go for it, Diglett. So. I don't care. I'm not gonna.
But yeah, it took me a while. I'll be honest. It probably took me 100 games before I finally got to the place where I was comfortable enough to start solo queuing, instead of queuing up with my buddies and stuff like that. But now trying to transition from Dota 2 back to HoN and HoN back to Dota 2, there are things when I play Dota 2 that I obviously miss, or things about HoN that I miss about playing Dota 2 when I'm playing Dota 2. There are heroes.
Secret Shop is my big thing. I hate the Secret Shop.
Terrifying Charge on Legionnaire.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Battle Hunger is okay if you know how to use it and you use it the right way, but it feels like it's one of those skills where you just don't want to ever level it. Whereas I feel like with Legionnaire you have just a bunch of very useful skills. But then there are things like removal of mana cost on Blink Dagger.
Oh.
Where did you know that?
About that? No, I didn't even know about that.
There's no mana cost on Portal Key in Dota 2, which completely opened the door for basically all strength initiators. And you can buy a Blink Dagger on anybody. It costs $22.50, so it's 100 more gold than it is. But it's
I mean, that's a way better item.
Not. Imagine how many times have you played Legionnaire and you have your Portal Key and you only all I got is Portal Key taunt, guys. That's all I can do, right?
Yeah, no,
that's 75 mana removed. That's Portal Key taunt and charge. That's all of that. You know what I mean? So being able to add all that additional bonus damage to the end of it.
I cannot tell you how many times I blinked into something and forgotten about Portal Key and been like, oh, I'm gonna blink in and use the spell, and then I realize, oh crap, I actually
I don't have the mana for that, right?
A lot.
And like Sand King, Magnus is a huge difference. Like Magnus is really good in this game, but he's way better in Dota 2. Like Sandstorm or Steam Bath in this game, it does damage to neutrals. It does more damage per second. It actually does 100 damage per second at level 4. So, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like you can jungle with him.
I'm
now
okay
Volcanic Touch in this game is a lot better than Caustic Finale.
Yeah,
but
I'm okay with Steam Bath not hitting neutrals. I'm right with that.
And the biggest change, honestly, for me is it doubled passive gold gain in Dota 2.
Oh yes, because support.
That's a huge
sucks.
difference, right? Like no matter who you're playing, like item progression is just much faster. So while Dota 2 is a slower paced game than HoN as far as like, you know, reaction speeds and making team fights happen and just overall responsiveness to the engine, like the K2 engine blows the Source engine out of the fucking water when it comes to playing the actual game.
Yeah, I feel that too.
But I used to be kind of like you and a lot of other people, like I'm not gonna fucking dumb myself down to play this game, but I did, and I'm so glad that I did because it's such a more satisfying experience for me personally. Plus, solo queuing is much less of a trial than it is in HoN, where
you actually have
everybody is an asshole in HoN. Everybody is an asshole, including me. You know what I mean? Whereas in Dota 2. In Dota 2, people don't typically talk to each other too much unless they're actually trying to communicate something.
It's too bad. I don't know. So, I'll tell you, streamers. I'm not a jerk in TMM. I'm a very nice teammate. And the only time that I will get angry with you is when you repeatedly do something stupid after I've told you that it's stupid and why it's stupid, and you keep insisting that it's not stupid.
Right. Okay, so we should not do the same thing we did last game.
Why not?
Minutes. We talk about something not related to the game, so let's get into this.
Alright, Rally. First topic. I hate Rally. I don't know if you know this, but I have a burning passion of hatred for two heroes. There's a Rally and a Luna because they lose like crazy. They're always at the bottom of my leaderboards on hero win rates, and they both have the same problem in that they've both got two spells. A Luna has a Power Throw and a Stun. Rally has a Compel and a Seismic Slam. The other two spells that they have, in both cases, are mostly useless. Rally. Go.
Well, they did add a little bit of damage to Demoralizing Roar a while ago, so it's not as useless as it once was. I think it's an okay pick when you can't get the Magnus, because the stun kind of functions in a similar fashion. It's one of those heroes where if you hit it big, like really big. You know what I mean? But if you don't, then you're kind of up shit creek, because if you miss your Compel, it's really difficult to land a Seismic Slam without hitting it. And it can be interrupted. Now, it does do a lot of damage. It does have the conal effect, which is nice. So if you get in a good position, you know, like how many times I forget who the player was, where I think it might have been Zlapped actually, or in his Zlapped game, where somebody Tempest ultimated and somebody ran up or it was Swindlemelons is who it was playing Rally and landed a 5. You know what I mean? It was an ultimate, like a 5-man ultimate, but then he landed the Seismic Slam after that in just annihilation right there. You know what I mean? Like no big deal. But I mean, those are few and far between, and obviously there's not even Tempest in this game. So yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming with Rally.
Okay,
but the rest of the lineup is pretty decent.
Before let's say, all right, back to Magnus versus Rally, because I think that's a solid comparison. The problem is, it's basically impossible to interrupt a Magnus eruption because you're not stupid enough to just use it in the middle of a lane. So like, as long as you're mildly competent and realize.
Did you see game one where that guy?
Okay, well.
I know what you're saying. I get.
Stupidity aside, I mean. Like, you shouldn't really ever be able to stop a Magnus eruption because you should use it intelligently. Seismic Slam, very much not that case. So, very, very easy to interrupt, much, much harder to land. Secondly, it's a lot smaller than the waves from the Magnus eruption. Thirdly, physical damage doesn't scale.
Oh,
torture! So close. He tried, man. He tried, but the Tri-Lane. Yeah. I don't think Seismic Slam does as much damage overall, and also because people stack armor against physical, it's
See, that is a huge downfall to that in a similar situation to Deadwood, where especially since they nerfed Deadwood, the Willowmaker, when they nerfed that, it was like, okay, well now if you have like any level of armor, if you're an agility hero at all, like you don't even have to worry about Deadwood anymore.
Right. It just can't kill you. And I mean, to be fair, you know, there's Shrunken Head, so it's not like Magnus is just fine because there's ways to completely counter his ult and make it no damage
you know
at
what?
all.
It costs 550 gold for a decent armor piece, where it costs fucking 3,300, I guess it is, or 3,900, I mean, for a Shrunken Head. So
yeah, so I mean, it's not exactly the same thing by any means. So I mean, that's kind of my point. Like Rally, and then on top of that, Magnus much harder to kill than Rally because he got the Lava Surge, got the Steam Bath. He's a better farmer with the Volcanic Touch. So you put those heroes side by side and you're like, why would you ever pick Rally? And people don't, obviously. They don't really pick Rally, especially when compared to Magnus. But I feel like Battle Experience does nothing. I feel like Demoralizing Roar does pretty much nothing. So like, I'm trying to avoid the stun down here. Won't quite be able to do so, but Tree Grapple away. Yeah, Pharaoh, you're not very effective against Silhouette, in case you didn't notice. But, okay. I don't know if you have final thoughts on Rally versus Magnus, because you're right, we should move on from that topic. But
no, not really. I mean, I think you pretty much covered it all. Oh, nice little gank coming in here on Pyromancer. Pyromancer going to take the freeze, and will that be enough? Silhouette should be able to get one more attack in. Actually, the kill.
Yep, that's fine.
Go to him.
And now Pharaoh perhaps going to be in some trouble. Has a Hellfire up. Really nice mummy walls there, actually. Hitting two people and forcing them back. Perhaps looking for Staccatos, won't find them. And doesn't really have to follow up anyway.
That's another change between Dota 2 and HoN that frustrates me when I play HoN, is that cogs have such a huge pushback radius like the old mummy walls did.
They do.
And Pharaoh...
And they're different. They're square
though,
instead of being circular.
Pharaoh's ultimate is so much better, in my opinion, than Clockwork's in some ways worse. Because like Clockwork's ultimate hits friendly units no matter what.
Oh.
Hits everything. Actually hits neutrals too. So it's good. It's great for escaping.
Right.
But there's so many times when you're like, dude, get the fuck out of my way so I can land my ultimate. Whereas with Pharaoh, you can basically just jump in on somebody from across the map.
I would imagine that that's the sort of thing that's really great for mid and low tier TMM. When you're in the high tier and people actually know what they're doing when it comes to positioning, then
it's not as much of an issue.
Yeah. But anyway.
But yeah.
Leap Side originally had a tri-lane top, which actually probably would have gone very well, but they realized that Silhouette was going to get crushed in the bottom lane, so instead they brought Glacius down here after the Rhapsody gank, of course, and Pharaoh actually might get a counter kill on this Glacius. No. Going to be a Suicide Pharaoh now against this dual lane, while top we have a duel versus duel, and in mid we have a 2v1 with Bubbles going up against the Magnus and Torture, where he probably should be mostly okay, level 5 here.
Yeah, they're kind of rotating into a 2-2-1, and this Pyromancer is kind of roaming around a little bit.
Yeah.
And this isn't that big of a deal, I don't think. Like, they should just leave Dark Lady up here by himself, unless this Rhapsody is really becoming an issue for Dark Lady, because Dark Lady can shit all over Rally in a one-on-one situation, especially because he's got the early level advantage. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind what's going on. Looks like Pyromancer's doing a little bit of lane pulling here, and you know, that's fine. Down the bottom lane, see Glacius kind of hanging out. He did counter ward, looks like, down at the bottom. Looking for an opportunity to get on Pharaoh, but Pharaoh is just such a tricky hero to get a kill on. Once he's got the mummy walls up, it's really difficult to get in there.
So yeah, speaking of which, why did they put Rhapsody top and Glacius bot? I feel like Rhapsody versus Pharaoh, mummy walls, the dance floor is fantastic, and Rhapsody's a better babysitter than Glacius will be. Glacius a little bit more offensive, especially if you go with the max Thunder Blast / Ice Imprisonment, which actually he's not doing. He's getting Chilling Frozen Sphere over that, which is, as we talked about before, is I think both of our preferred method. But it feels like Rally would be a better partner for Glacius in the top lane, and Rhapsody would be better.
Let's see where they go. Oh, action in the middle lane. Magma's gonna. Oh, he's gonna go down first right there. So he's gonna get some nice experience bonus from that, and it might be a counter kill on Torture. No, Torture's gonna be out of the way. So, and that is now that is the downside of not taking at least one level in the Tundra Blast, which I disagree with wholeheartedly. Taking 2 levels in Ice Imprisonment before at least taking 1 level into Tundra Blast. You have to have that slow. That was the difference between a kill right there.
I don't think it would have been a kill. I think it would have been a little more damage. I think Torture had, he
I
had
don't
like
know.
150 health.
Right, but I think that with Tundra Blast, which is 80 damage, plus an auto attack, maybe even 2 auto attacks if you got lucky with the uphill, that could have been a kill. I mean, like, obviously it's easy to say in 2020 what may have happened, but, you know, or hindsight, I mean.
It would have given him the opportunity to have a kill, and the way he skilled it did not, clearly, so I mean, you can definitely say he made the right. He didn't make the right call, I don't think, in terms of the skill build. The question is
okay, so
whether
now
or not
he
he
takes
would have gone.
a level into it right there,
Yeah.
or a level into it right there. So we'll see now. Level 5 is going to tell about what kind of skill build he decides to go, whether he decides to go into more Chilling Presence, or if he's going to maybe take another level in Tundra Blast, or even look to max out Ice Imprisonment, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Ice Imprisonment is a very effective spell. 3-second immobilize and all the damage is pretty good. So
and that's actually one of my biggest problems with Glacius, to be honest, is the fact that his Ice Imprisonment is an immobilize and not a stun. Because I've had so many situations where you put an Ice Imprisonment on somebody and it's like, well, they just get out of it because they can do whatever the hell they want. It's not a stun, it's just an imprison. So
right.
You have to be really careful.
I mean, you're encased in ice. Makes sense that you'd be able to move up. They're going to go for a kill on this Dark Lady, and Dark Lady is going to eventually go down.
Nope.
Firemancer did his best to try to... Oh, no.
Charging
Dark
strikes, man.
Oh,
Charging strikes.
I thought he died.
Staccatos? Yep, Staccatos will finish him off. Striders were there.
Wow.
As the route he took wasn't particularly great, but I'm not sure if he really had another choice.
Yeah, he was probably just slamming on that button trying to get the hell out of there. I did not see him get away. I thought he got the kill.
No, he had the charging strikes off just in time, but obviously...
Well, at least they picked up the kill, so that's nice for them. So actually, decent early gold lead here for this Legion team. About 1,000 coming into the landing phase. That's not too bad, especially considering the movement that the Legion team had to put in with moving this Rhapsody to the top lane after the tri-lane.
That's good. It only took me about 7.5 minutes to remember to switch my overlay this time.
Okay, Breaky.
I don't know, did he used to do that a lot?
He still does it all the time. The other day I was
true.
watching a VOD where it was like 15 minutes into the game before he switched to the overlay. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. I'm new to
My
this.
favorite,
so
I love Dark Lady. I just have to say that. I think that the hero is amazing. Definitely one of the heroes that I miss. You know, going over to Dota 2. The ultimate, even though it's been nerfed significantly since the initial stages, which it needed to be, don't get me wrong, like an entire map, you know, global darkness was maybe a little bit broken, but one of my favorite performances of all time was by No Tail playing Dark Lady in the top lane against a tri-lane and still had over 300 gold per minute. Just harassing with the man. Dark Lady goes back so many times. I can remember all kinds of crazy things about Dark Lady. Like I remember Ja when he played for DWI used to play this hero every once in a while, and he would go for an early Hellflower build. So like at this point in the game, you'd see him with like Steam Boots and basically 3 Scarabs, and that's all he would have. Like, you know what I mean? Just to have the mana regeneration to be able to spam the Taint Soul over and over again.
It's definitely an innovative build. Not sure if I'm going to say it's the most effective thing in the entire world, but yeah.
Oh, sure.
That's fine.
Sure. I mean, he's just one of those heroes where while he does have like a standardized build, obviously going for the early
cleave, yeah.
Early rune cleaver, he'll still be effective. Oh, Pyromancer taking a little bit of damage.
We'll be okay, just barely. But yeah, the damage output from Glacius and Rhapsody is pretty insane if they can manage to do it.
Sure.
But speaking of heroes that have insane damage output, Pyromancer is a hero we don't see nearly enough, in my opinion, as a support hero, as her damage output is kind of crazy.
Or as a carry.
Or as a carry, that's true too, because, yeah, people, I don't know if people just don't
her
realize
is so ridiculous.
It's so good. Like, go play some mid-wars with Pyromancer and get yourself 6-slotted, because it's way easier to do it then, and, like, cast a couple of spells and see how much damage you do. It's insane. Like, the attack speed is just off the charts, and you crush towers. So,
he's ridiculous.
I don't know why people don't see that more.
He does have carry potential. I thought for sure, and it did happen for a little while, but I thought for sure once Grimoire finally made it into competitive play, that it was going to basically open up the floodgates for a whole new wave of like intelligence carries.
Yeah.
And we really didn't see it too much. Obviously, it was really popular in heroes like Wretched Hag, Doctor, like heroes that were already pretty decent. Even though Hag,
I think it brought Doctor back. I think it opened a new role for Hag. We didn't really see Hag too much on the like true #1 role.
Right.
Sometimes she would occupy that if she got off to a really good start. Anyway, here in the middle lane, Pharaoh actually needed jumped by Rhapsody, but there's another counter jump, and there you go. A bunch of damage from Pyromancer finishing her off there. Gelfield going to go through, and Rally actually not going to be able to hit the compel onto Pharaoh. He will still die here because of a couple auto attacks. Yes, maybe not. Actually, bottle charges are successful, and he'll get the mummy walls off. Ice Imprisonment goes through as well. Pharaoh, why are you still alive? There's the stun, and Bottle is going to go through. Finally, they kill him. That took way too long, actually. They're going to get Magnus as well, because he made the mistake of sitting right next to Pharaoh.
Right.
That was really
a really nice play from the Legion team. I mean, Pharaoh did a nice job of surviving for as long as he did, but
he did.
Good follow-up. And that's kind of one of the things I think that you look at the Legion team. I think they have actually a little more sustained team fight ability than this Hellborn team does.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of heroes on the Hellborn team that kind of are like, they're just very bursty. You get in there, you get your spells off, and you try to do as much as you can. Whereas the Legion team, like Bubbles is always annoying. His spells are on short enough of a cooldown that you can continue to use them as long as you get the mana to use them.
It's one cycle heroes versus two cycle
obviously
heroes.
Help a lot with that. And Silhouette can pop in and out of team fights, you know what I mean? Like whenever she wants, basically using her ultimate. So and Rhapsody helps too. You know, just great sustained team fight here on the Legion team.
It's one cycle heroes versus two cycle heroes. You look at the Legion side, and their spells are on short cooldowns. They're going to be able to get, you know, 2 iterations of them, maybe even 3 if it goes long enough in a single team fight. Hellborn, Eruption, Cover of Darkness, Wrath of the Pharaoh, Pyromancer Ultimate. Those are going to be able to go once in a team fight, maybe not even that often. So when you're looking at those, it's not going to be a situation. Yeah, and Pyromancer gets picked off the top.
And just what you were talking about, you know, the power of Rhapsody and Glacius. You get those two together, and especially against a hero like Pyromancer, who obviously is not going to maintain any kind of core role here. I believe he's the second support in this. I think Torch has taken the 5 role.
Oh, on the Hellborn side?
Yeah, on the Hellborn side.
Elgol is their hard support player. So yes, Motes would be their second support.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, he is probably going to pick up some Steam Boots here in the future, and we'll look to see if he's able to progress. Maybe pick up a Portal Key if they get lucky enough. But yeah, for now they are really on the back of this Magnus and Pharaoh, and honestly, Pharaoh has not been nearly as interactive as it needs to be. Like, in my opinion, when you hit level 6 on a Pharaoh, especially if you're in the suicide role, which he was, your job in the bottom lane is done. You need to be roaming mid, you need to be roaming into other lanes just trying to get kills. Pharaoh is going to initiate on the Glacius. Glacius, one more auto attack. No, he's going to use that.
Takes it, and the Wrath of Pharaoh gets eaten by Silhouette. Not going to matter because actually Magnus comes with a Lava Surge, but nice attempt there from Sil to try to save everybody. And speaking of Silhouette, actually,
picking up that kill.
Chat bringing up a good point, and I mean, yeah, Hellborn's side not doing that great because TDL's not off to a great start. It's basically just Magnus that's doing well on their team. But this Silhouette's at 322 gold per minute, despite the fact that she's basically at a 1v1 lane against this Pharaoh. And nice pick off there from Rally. You look at the CS scores. Silhouette has 74 creep kills. Rally's got 71, and Rally's been much more contested. And yeah, and he's having a great time. But I don't understand why Silhouette doesn't have more CS. Like, she's had a 1v1 for Pharaoh against Pharaoh for like the last 5 to 8 minutes, and she's had repeated support as well from her team. So, like, she should have much better farm than 330 gold per minute. Like, that's just not high enough.
Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't really been watching her specifically.
Yeah.
So I don't know like where I mean, she leads the creep score. You know, for the games, the 83 and 16. She
does, but not by enough. Like, I don't know if that's maybe that's just Rally having a great time, but like she should have 110 plus CS at this point. Pretty easily.
You see, there's a little bit of stacking going on over here in the Legion jungle. I mean, you see the medium camp or the 2 medium camps are actually stacked up here for the Silhouette once she decides to actually get in there and do them. I don't know. Okay, they're gonna pull this one more time.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing she's going to go farm those up, but I mean...
I think she's going to take the lane and then go farm the creeps, but...
we'll see if they're going to try to go on this Magnus first. Magnus uses the stun very preemptively. Does Glacius have any revelation? Nope, they're going to use the tree grapple to get him out of there. And Magnus is going to fall here. We'll see who gets the kill. It's going to be Silhouette. So now, she should definitely be... Oh, initiation for Pharaoh. He's going to come across the map looking for that Glacius, but Rhapsody in just the right position. And they're going to try to turn this around. Glacius is going to use his ultimate. And wow.
Crazy.
Nice job there. And that's going to be a double tap for Silhouette. But now she does need to go look to clear those stacks out, especially this medium camp down at the bottom. It can't be stacked again, so might as well get in there and try to take that out, maybe pull it away a little bit. Looks like that's what they're going to try to do.
Triple Wolf Commander here, not bad. Yeah, it's really some
great,
good play from Telechubbies.
Gold-wise, at least.
Well, she'll kill it really, really quickly. There you go.
Sure, but it's going to be out of range, so that's not going to respawn. She's going to try to get in here. That is triple stacked already, so you're not going to be able to pull that there.
She should have gone straight up and triple stacked the hard game. Oh well.
Yeah.
Not that big a deal.
That's all good. I mean, you know, it's still going to be a decent gold boost for her. She does already have the null stone, so that's going to increase the farming potential, as we talked about in the first game. And she's going to try to clear out this this hard camp. And fortunately, that lane at the bottom continues to push in her favor, so she's going to be able to go back down there and find that creep wave up as well. Now, one thing that neither of us really talked about, aside from musing about Pyromancer a little bit, is that neither of these teams really has a very strong pushing lineup. You know, neither of them, they don't have anything out there that says like, oh yeah, we can go in there and take these towers early on. So they basically are going to have to work for everything unless other teams are just going to give them up, which looks like is what's happening.
I'm disagreeing with a little bit there because
I guess Rhapsody does have.
I mean that's true. I don't think Legion's not that powerful. I think it's the Hellborn. They got Fervor and Torture and Impale on the Hellborn side, plus the eventual Rune Cleaver from TDL. They got the Volcanic Touch and they have the Tormented Soul. So their wave clear actually isn't super bad on the Hellborn side, and with Torture and Pyromancer, they could put some pretty decent damage up onto these towers. It's not great. It's not like it's a prototypical.
No, that's what I mean. I'm comparing it to a push-centric strategy where you know you Ophelia, a Tempest, a Keeper, something like that.
Right.
So,
but it's not like they're going to be completely unable to take towers here on either side. So, as we see right there, because they're basically towers.
I think I'm more interested in how they decide to try to push high ground. That's kind of the issue.
That's going to be hard. That'll be hard.
Neither team necessarily has a great high ground pushing, especially because Magnus is going to pick up this portal key right here. Dark Lady can get in and around really easily once she picks up the Rune Cleaver, which, by the way, that's something I do want to mention, is the fact that it's 18 minutes into the game and she still has no Rune Cleaver. Nice kill down at the bottom lane, but Bubble's going to be able to turn this around, pick up the kill on Magnus. And Glacius, once again, using the, I forget what it's called. What is it? Downpour. Yeah, to pick up yet another kill, or assist with at least another kill. He does actually get at that one. He's going to have an early tablet. That's really nice for Glacius.
Yeah.
Especially against a Pharaoh.
We saw it right there, you know? The Rally Compel came through, and he tried to Seismic Slam, and Dark Blades come out, and he gets silenced. Like, that's the difference between... Okay, if that's Magnus right there, then they get those kills real easy. Rally doesn't die, or Magnus in that situation doesn't die. Probably one of them dies right off the bat, and the team follow-up gets the other kill. So, that's the difference right there, and that's why Rally is kind of a crap hero, in my opinion. It's just, he doesn't do enough. Alright, Silhouette gonna try to get a kill onto Pharaoh in the bottom lane. Tree Grapple not that great because a really nice swimming wall is supposed to put down. Pharaoh now gonna be in some trouble. Finally does take the stun. Wrath of the Pharaoh off the creep wave, but Silhouette's illusion is sitting right there. And well played from Mania, realizing exactly how powerful that illusion is and what she can do with it. It's possibly a power push.
He's playing well as far as getting the kills and being there when he needs to be there for his team. It's just that the farm hasn't been the greatest, but he does have that portal key now that's going to allow him to be a lot more interactive in fights, allow him to go for more solo pickoffs. If they turn around and find these guys jungling, oh, he's going to go down there, he's going to find him. We'll see if he's able to get anything off. No, stunned out of the tree grapple. And Rally's going to actually portal key in, and yes, he is going to get that seismic slam on Torture. He's going to go down, whereas Dark Lady, she's going to get caught off once again by Glacius, and Silhouette picks up the kill down there. So this will definitely turn into a push at the bottom lane. We'll see if they're able to take anything out. Magnus, he does have the Eruption, he does have portal key. Is he able to get himself into a position to actually defend, or do they even have any interest in defending?
I don't think they want to.
That's kind of the question. I don't think they want to, yeah.
I don't think they should either. This is right. This is the right call.
And 2 hero kills for the Legion team. And that's going to put them up even further in an already great advantage. So this puts them up by about 10,000 gold. There he is right there. Almost exactly 10,000 gold. And almost 10,000 experience, 9,500 experience. So for a team that has a pretty scary mid-game lineup, they're in a very, very good position to take this game right around the 30-35 minute mark. We'll see what they're able to do. Although Bubble does get picked off there by the Pyromancer at the top lane with the assistance of Magnus. So nice little kill for him. And Pharaoh may be in some trouble trying to use that, whatever it's called.
Hellfire.
Hellfire.
And an Invisor. That's fortunate.
Call it battery assault. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
It's not that. You're not allowed to call it
disgusting, man. I used to get on people's asses so much when they cast and use like BKB and you know what I mean, shit like that, like Dota terms. And now I can't even remember the HoN terms, and I've casted well over 1,000 games of HoN. That's pathetic.
I haven't even played Dota probably in like a year or two at this point. Even though like Dota 2, I haven't even played that in a long, long time, and I still find myself saying Radiance saying BKB saying.
Right. I mean, there are just some things that are named
just,
weird that are dumb. You know, like light stones, like
that.
Everybody calls them tangos.
I can never
like,
ever get that right.
Right. Everybody just calls them tangos.
Yeah.
Mock of Brilliance. You know, if you don't call it mock, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you'll probably call it Radiance. BKB is another one. Shrunken Head. It sounds so stupid.
And SH is not a good abbreviation. Rhapsody actually gonna die just barely, but they get the counter kill as they were kind of baiting her. So, oh well. I guess it's a good trade, although I'm sure Kirsten's not super happy about it. Always sucks.
I mean, that's a good trade on no matter what, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. It's just, as a support player, you understand the value of the strategic value of trading yourself for a Magnus, but that doesn't mean it doesn't suck.
Right.
It's like,
oh, sure.
You just hate dying.
Like, one of the things that, even though we talked about, like, the Silhouette not farming that great, which, of course, she's recovered completely.
That has changed.
That's, almost 500 gold per minute now, but, like, they've really opened up the map for her. Like, they've created so much space for her to be able to have all this presence down the bottom lane. She's had complete free farm in the jungle. The Hellborn's vision is so defensive. I mean, like... You know, like in the first game, we were talking about how the Hellborn's team was really offensive and they couldn't really make any plays from that because it was too deep. This is a situation that's the opposite. Right now, you have these heroes like Magnus who have gotten a really good start, and I can't believe Dark Lady still doesn't have a Rune Cleaver.
I know. I was just
24 minutes or 23 minutes into the game.
We were yelling at Silhouette before for not having good farm, and we completely ignored the fact that Dark Lady has 280 gold per minute, and is now she's gonna have like a 24-minute Rune Cleaver, and now she's gonna die. She won't be able to get. Unbelievable. She gets picked off just 15, 20 gold away from her cleave. Wrath of Pharaoh in the background will catch Rhapsody out, but she's just barely on the edge of her dance floor, so she's actually not taking all that much damage thanks to the heal. Hellfire is going to be absorbed, and eventually Pharaoh will also fall, so it ends up being a 2 for nothing. Magma's going to be able to Lava Surge away. He's running away from a Glacius. That's where we're at right now. Pyromancer are going to help finish off that Glacius, so fire beats ice in that situation, but now Pyromancer in some trouble. Will finish up the Shell Serve, and Bubble's getting sniped the Pharaoh, or the Torture, excuse me, just at the end there. Now he's going to be in some trouble. Going to need to get something out. Nope, he's not going to be able to live. Epic Slacker says, kill him.
Yes. Yes.
There should be more all chat. I'd like to see a little more all chat between teams in general. Get some BM in there. Come on.
It's give and take. You know, kind of talking about BM. That's actually one of the things I was talking about last game, or wanted to talk about last game when we were talking about like the legitimization of esports. Is I think that's another big detractor for the general public. Despite these games are hard to understand.
Yes.
Like baseball,
they're complicated,
football,
and it's difficult to know what you're seeing.
You know, in football, you throw a fucking ball, you try to get to the end zone. In baseball, you try to hit a ball with a stick. You know what I mean? Like those all make sense, but like a game like HoN, a game like Dota, a game like League of Legends, a game like StarCraft, these games, they don't make any sense unless you're already invested in them, or you spend enough time trying to learn the differences between them.
And that's the reason that they haven't taken over the world.
On top of that is the fact that the player base is extremely immature.
Yes.
And, you know, when it's like, when you win like $1 million and somebody interviews you and is like, man, we fucking raped those guys. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny and it's acceptable to us because we're gamers and that's part of our culture. But to the people who are not part of the gamer culture, they would look at that as being unacceptable, as it looks like Torture is going to find himself in a really bad position.
And I mean, honestly, the problem is, it's a lack of maturity because you've got 15-year-olds winning $1 million. Like, that's the problem.
But it also comes from the top down, too. That's the other thing. It
definitely does. It's the culture and stuff. But it's really, really hard to teach a 15-year-old, especially a 15-year-old that is as famous. I don't know, but she's not. Propeller, she's not going to hit. Yeah, Cleave is available, but still going to die here because that's not great.
See, and
I don't know.
I think a lot of this. I think a lot of the Hellborn team's problems could be prevented with better vision. Oh, Pharaoh may be in a little bit of trouble.
He's got haste, though, so actually might be okay.
Yeah, he does have haste, but I mean, Silhouette can do some super things. So, but yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think a lot of issues could be fixed by getting better vision. You got a Dark Lady. What does that mean? you got to protect the jungle.
Yeah.
Especially if he's behind. He just picked up that rune cleaver. Now that he's got that, he needs to be looking at farming jungle stacks. He needs to be looking for a place to get himself back into this game. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by getting creep kills or involving yourself in team fights. Unfortunately, because he got such a slow start, he doesn't have something like a shrunken head. He doesn't have something like a frostburn. You know, something that's going to give him a little more sustainability in a team fight. So he just needs to look for a place to farm, and that has to be the jungle. So they need to do a better job of counter-warding and rewarding their own jungle so that Dark Lady can try to find himself a way to get back in this game. Oh, nice kill field right there from
catch two. He might have actually overextended a little bit because his team is not quite there yet, and it looks like Dark Lady can be the focus of aggression. Pretty easy kill right there. Sun will go out onto the silhouette, but they will counter on a Pyro, saying, you stun my carry, we kill you. There's a rare Pharaoh getting caught up by the Rhapsody. Staccatos, Log Bolus comes in from, I don't know where the hell that came from, but ended up killing the Pharaoh, so Magnus and Torture will both survive. Conqueror attempt is abandoned as they realize, hey, let's just kill this tower. So, yeah, we were concerned before about pushing high ground, but I think the strategy is just kill their entire team.
I mean...
much easier without the opposing team being alive. Magnus Eruption getting channeled in the background. Actually does a fair bit of damage here, doing a lot, but the Rhapsody ult in the background will basically counter that. Merkinian on the rally is going to fall, but there's a counter pretty easily under Torture. Now all of a sudden Magnus and Pyromancer have to get out of here. Of course, Pyromancer did use the buyback, so he doesn't really want to die. Magnus with a 3-man Lava Surge is going to be able to get the counter kill onto Bubbles, and they will counter onto him, though, so still not the greatest thing. They're going to hold, but it looks like that'll be the end of the engagement. Glacius is basically screwed. Oh, gets enough mana for the push book, and will get himself over the woods. Rhapsody? No! It didn't hit! The rocket! It didn't hit! What? No! Rhapsody! Aww. Aww.
Again, we talked about it in the last game. Focusing Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Making her a priority target. When you're Magnus, he landed a really nice eruption into a stun. If he would have pinpointed that Rhapsody at the end of that stun, that team fight is completely different.
She has
because they removed the ultimate,
and no
and
armor.
Even more importantly, you can make the argument that they removed the ability for her to astrolabe there.
Yes.
So when there's no heal coming out and there's no dance floor, no protective melody coming out, like that makes that team fight a lot more easy to manage. As Silhouette will once again be able to escape.
Like, I don't know why they're using Wrath of Fire on a Silhouette. That makes no sense to me. I don't understand what they think is going to happen.
She's going to get a turn kill here.
Yeah, and actually Pyro's going to die as well. So they kill Pharaoh and Pyromancer because they made the mistake of trying to jump a Silhouette with a Pharaoh. Which... that plan had some serious flaws in it before the execution even came through, so... and it wasn't executed all that well.
Destroyed a Legion tower.
But... man, Bubbles
Kelfield as well. Yeah, he really wants these kills, gets the silence on Magnus, and he's going to be actually okay, as there's really no follow-up, and the Legion side doesn't seem interested in killing him.
Right. Still got tablet, so.
I mean, yeah, they got to focus this Rhapsody. She doesn't have any health. The other thing we were talking about way earlier that I want to go back to was Dark Lady picked up the Cleaver, and there were literally no stacks anywhere on the entire map.
No, but you know, even if there were, they had such little control over their own jungle that I'm not sure they're really there.
Okay, that's fair, but again, then, you know, why are you warding bot rune when you can ward top rune and actually protect your jungle at the same time? It's a completely different question to ask, but it's a completely valid one, and... okay, yes, you're not... and if you're going to ward bot rune, like, stack your Ancients, then. You have a dual support lineup. The purpose of a dual support lineup in a situation like this is to protect the carry. This is essentially a 4-protect-1 strategy. Pyromancer and Torturer, and hell, even Pharaoh and Magnus, can spend their time stacking camps. Like, that's what they should be doing. And nobody's stacking anything. And Jarl's not going to have any gold. He's got under 300 GPM, 0, 7, and 1. Like, that can't happen with a TDL. That's not how that hero works.
Right, well, we got to get this Magnus to use the pole key a little more easily.
You gotta say Zinc
now,
Esports.
They're not playing like Zinc Esports.
There you go. Oh,
Zinc Esports.
You went a little Texan, I think.
Sorry, I don't know. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
It's Zinc Esports or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I can do a really good British accent after I've been watching Monty Python for a really long time. But
right. I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I pick up accents as I'm around them.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to. Never mind. I'm not gonna go BM. I'm not gonna go BM.
It's alright. Minimag's a good dude. I mean, he has, like...
Let me tell you something.
He's gotten a lot better, too.
I hate Mini Maggot as a co-caster.
Really?
I can't stand his accent, but I think the guy does a really great job of like working with Breaky. I think they follow each other really well. He kind of fills a similar role. Actually, we're gonna have initiation here in the middle lane. Pyromancer, or sorry, Dark Lady getting himself in a really bad position.
Once again,
after the fair coming out, but basically.
What are they waiting for? Why are they waiting for all this? Eruption going off in the background will kill Epic Slacker, and that's great, but in the meantime, they're crushing everybody. They just bursting with Pyro. Like, screw this damn Rhapsody ultimate, I'm gonna kill you with my ultimate.
Oh, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's absolutely the right call, I completely agree. Anyway, buyback from TDL, as well as, yeah. And
he's gonna pick up
jump onto Silhouette, but no real follow-up. Like, I don't understand why they're taking so long until Dark Lady's dead to counter-initiate, and then what's gonna kill Pyromancer now. Rallying to chase down low by this TDL, but the rest of the Legion side is there to back him up, and TDL realizing pretty quickly that was a bad plan. She dies once again. So.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, they literally... well, CC. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. I mean, this game's probably not going anywhere else. But they waited until Dark Lady was dead to use Wrath of the Pharaoh, to use anything. I don't understand that. Yeah, well, fake CC maybe? Nope, Wrath of the Pharaoh actually in on the Silhouette. She might actually be dead. Nope, she got the tree grapple.
Oh,
they will get her. It took a long time.
That's renewed hope right there for the Hellborn team. They're back in it.
They got one
Bubble's
kill.
Gonna be able to,
and
nice.
They're still 17,000 gold and 19,000 experience down, but they got that kill, man.
Still has 4,000 gold saved up.
Well,
so
it's fine. Just let's not worry about that right now.
You know, this has got to be so frustrating for. What the hell happened to Pyromancer? What did he buy that he ran out of gold to buy his portal key?
I think he died.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Did he?
Died. He died. Yeah, he got the kill on the Rhapsody and then he died right after that. So he had enough gold to buy the PK, but now then he died.
I thought he survived for a while there after that. I don't know.
It's easy to not realize because he only has 1,100 health, so Silhouette basically crushes him.
Right. Who got the kill on Mania? Okay, it was Crush. Pharaoh got it. Okay. Yeah, but it's gonna be so frustrating being on this Hellborn team. To be honest, it's gonna be frustrating. I think for Dark Lady, especially. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 32 minutes in, and he basically has 15-minute items.
Yeah.
Like, still not having the Abyssal, still not having, like, any other kind of team fight-oriented items, and no one on his team has anything either. That's really frustrating. It's like...
Magnus, apparently. Like, oh, that's okay, sorry. It's like he's just walking around the team.
They've done a great job of keeping Dark Lady down. So, like, if I'm Dark Lady, I'm thinking, you know what? Okay, they're locking me down, but I'm a late game hero. I'm actually probably one of the strongest late game carries in the game. I can come back because my team, they're getting items, they're getting farm, they're doing what they need to do, but they're not. You know what I mean? So it's like you come in to the game, or you come into like halfway or into the mid game, thinking, okay, I'm gonna do what I can do. And my team's already got the stuff, but they don't have that stuff. So now it's just like nobody's got anything.
Is she really going for a shrunken head?
Yeah. This is what you call a losing shrunken head right here. Like, this is the shrunken head that you have to get.
No, you don't.
But it's a waste of gold.
Why?
Like,
why do you? I don't think you have to get a shrunken head here. It doesn't make sense. It's gonna stop the bubbles and it's gonna stop the glacius, but they're not the primary damage dealers right now. It's the Silhouette. It's not going to stop the rally either, so I don't know. Anyway, Rhapsody, speaking of her, will fall right there, and Glacius is a shrunken head, which is kind of hilarious on its own. But Pharaoh going to be in some trouble. Will be the first counter kill for that Rhapsody. Magma's trying to survive back here, and it looks like they don't even realize he's there, so he's going to live. Ends up being 1-for-1. Still not that bad a trade for the Legion team. And
the rally stun is magical, though. I know the damage is physical, but I think I thought the stun itself was magical, but the damage was physical, similar to.
I don't know. Either way, it's not like. But their damage right now is Silhouette right clicks and a rally seismic slam. That's where most of it's coming from. I don't think Bubbles is doing all that much, and Glacius is doing a lot if you get in the wrong position. But I mean, then you're screwed anyway.
But I feel like Dark Lady is all about the mobility.
Yeah, that's true.
And she doesn't have any mobility without the shrunken head. Because, like you said, if you get in the wrong position, like you're taken over basically by Glacius and Rhapsody, and they to this point have not done a good job of making sure that Rhapsody or Glacius gets contained early on in team fights. I mean, they're living a significantly longer time than they should be living in these 5 vs 5 clashes.
Well, I mean, Rap's got an Astrolabe, and now Glacius has a Shrunken Head and a Push Book.
Right. I mean,
280 GPM on this Glacius. Like,
right. That's disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, the thing I was gonna say was, you know, Cleave on TDL is more valuable than on most other melee heroes that get it because she has Charging Strikes, which makes it great. But it's still like a farming item. It's not an item that you get and you're like, okay, I'm ready to fight. It's an item that, okay, well now I've got my item that's going to get my items to get me ready to fight. So when you only have Cleave, like you're not going to do anything, and that's why the whole point of Cleave is because you need a bunch of items. But anyway, the point I'm making is, yes, now she's got a Shrunken Head. She's presumably working the Abyssal Skull. That's going to help her out a lot. So she's going to get some more survivability in these team fights, but she's totally relying on Dark Blades for damage, and so she's not going to be hitting all that hard. And right here in the bottom lane, she'll take a bunch of damage. Actually, not that much damage. The Seismic Slam actually missed, and she'll be forced to pop her Shrunken Head and teleport on out. But that's a 9-10 second Shrunken right there that was used. So, not what like. How are you farming?
Torture
there?
is so useless in this game.
Yeah. How is
like
TDL farming there without vision? Like, why is that a good plan? And using their Charging Strikes to farm the wave.
I mean, it makes no sense to me, obviously. Like, but they have, again, like you said, they have no vision. So you have to farm.
Which is not on her. But then she's using her Charging Strikes to farm the wave, which is the part to me that
no, you're right. That's dumb.
That's on her. I mean, like, it's one thing to be okay. Well, my team's not giving me any vision. There's nothing I can do about that besides just buying wards, which is not a good plan because I need my gold. But she wouldn't have had to use her Shrunken there if she had
just like disappearing randomly.
I don't know.
Do you see that?
Not really. I see the rope or whatever. Sheepstick is going to be on the silhouette here because somebody has a Sheepstick that's actually Magnus because he's got 300 GPM, aka basically only here on this team that can do much of anything. Speaking of which, he will also send the silhouette, so he's trying his damnedest to slow this push down, but basically gotten no help. And Silhouette can take a fair bit of damage, but again, she still has the token, and she's got it from their 2.5 minutes, so this is not going to be a situation where it's going to wear off. Anyway, Rally going to jump in, Barbed Armor up onto Pharaoh, and he's just going to leave. The Magnus drops are coming through. They will actually take the Silhouette token here. Glacia's going to put the Shrunken Head and do a bunch of damage, but eventually die. And didn't do all that much in the meantime. They will kill Torture first, push book forward. Not going to be able to save Magnus quite yet. And he will Lava Surge away. Yeah, he might live, but that's a good play. That's a good play from Mag. I'll give him some credit. I
mean, that Dark Lady basically just tickled Silhouette. Like, that's basically all that was. So,
that's gonna be the game. So, it's interesting because, like, I think we got to keep in mind, Rating Before Dating was a Silver Division team in Cycle 3. This is not a team that has, and they were, as far as I remember, never in the gold for any cycle. Okami is the only player I recognize, as he used to be on Dawn before they picked up Yellow Rexar. I know Crush 1 is a TMM star. Jarl, I think, has been around. That's a name I sort of recognize. But, again, this is a team that I don't think has been together for very long, and they just came up from Solar Division. So we do got to give them some credit for making it to the round of 8 and going up against a team in Telechubbies that looked very good against Twisted Fusion, who were in Diamond. So
a Diamond team, right?
So this Telechubbies team beat a Diamond team 2-0, and Rating Before Dating took them, it took them 3 games to lose. So all the credit in the world to them, and they had a really, really great 10 to 15 minutes of Game 1. Since that time, they did not look great. It was all
downhill.
It was just not there. But on the other hand, you got to give credit to Telechubbies, man, because they played really, really well. They looked like a team that knows what they're doing. They've got experienced players. They have technically skilled, proficient players. They communicated well, and I mean their drafts were good. There weren't too many real. Like, their Game 2 draft was weird, but it worked. So.
Well, that's the same thing for their Game 3 draft. I mean, we talked about I
think their Game 3 draft was okay.
We talked about the inefficiencies of Rally.
I don't like Rally.
When Art was on, he was talking about how Dark Lady is a strong natural counter to Silhouette.
Yeah, that's true too.
But they weren't able to execute it, and I think that's more on Rate Before Dating than it is on Telechubbies. I think that the draft was still fine for Telechubbies, obviously, and they were able to pull it out. But I also saw a lot of inexperience with Right Before Dating. I saw a lot of issues with, like, we talked about it multiple times. So kind of just like putting the nail in the coffin for, like, vision. Vision is key. It is so important, and especially when you're running a 4 protect 1 strategy, it's everything. If you can't protect that 1, then you're not doing the right job. I don't care if you're Glacius. I don't care if you're Torture. I don't care if you're Rhapsody. I don't care, if you're Pyromancer and you die 10 times trying to get those wards up. You got to do whatever it takes to protect your carry, to protect that 1 person. And in the end, it was the Dark Lady who died the most on that team. He ended the game 1-9-1. He effectively was not in the game.
Yeah.
1 kill, 1 assist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was part of 2 of their. I think they ended up with like 18 kills or something like that. He was part of 2 of 18 kills. Like, all he did was more or less give the other team gold.
And, like, not involving yourself.
He took up
Yeah.
a core role. He took up the number 1 role. Like, all that farm went to nothing for the most part.
And not involving yourself would have been okay if A, your team is doing better, and B, you're actually farming. Like, if this were, 40 minutes into the game, we were still in the game, and Dark Lady had 1 kill and 1 assist because he's just been in the jungle the entire time, and he's got 650 GPM, like, that's okay. It's not necessarily that having a low kill involvement is bad, which is, that's not the point you're making at all. It's just that, I want to make sure that people understand that's not the point you're making. Right. Yeah, it's not just that having a low kill involvement on a particular hero, especially a carry like that, is bad. It's that he didn't get kills, he wasn't involved with the team, and he did nothing else with his time, essentially. He got 346 GPM, he had a Rune Cleaver, but it didn't really turn out into a farm. And again, that's not all on him. It's a lot on the vision, it's a lot on the lack of stacks, it's a lot on the fact that the rest of his team was not able to create the appropriate amount of space on the map for him to safely farm his own woods, even. So it's a team game, and you win as a team and you lose as a team. But yeah, like, I completely agree with you. There was a lot of situations where you're like, this is a team that maybe hasn't been together that long. They're maybe not that good individually. I think there's potential. I think the fact that they did as well as they did coming up straight from Silver was promising. But maybe give them some more time before they can really do something. And
impressive. I mean, it's a learning experience, like anything else. They're gonna come. They took a game away from Telechubbies, who I'm guessing is a gold staple team.
Telechubbies, they've been around in gold for a little while. They've usually, like I said before, they've been usually in the bottom tier. They've barely sort of hung on in gold, and they picked up Epic Slacker has been there for a while. I believe they picked up Curson and Random or What, who have been sort of names in the periphery. If you pay attention to the deeper leagues of HoN, and people who show up every so often, like if when we cast the HoN Tour Season 2 playoff qualifiers and we cast like random teams that were 15th place or something like that, then you might see a name like that on a team that's really mid-tier gold, something like that. Those are guys that have been around for a while, so they know what they're doing. And Okami is a similar thing. He was on Dawn before this cycle. So, I mean, there's some named players in this game, and I think Telechubbies managed to get out a little bit more and a little bit. I don't know where the hell I was going with that, but anyway, Phil. I started a thought, and then it didn't really seem to lead anywhere. But
that's basically my life story right there as a shoutcaster. like ask me one question, then I'll go off into like 30 different tangents, and by the time I'm done talking about them, I won't even remember what the first thing was that we were talking about initially. But going back to what we were talking about, which is the problems that we saw from Right Before Date, and it's not things that can't be fixed. You know what I mean?
No,
that's a big thing. That's something that I want to make very clear, is that these weren't, while there were a few technical gameplay issues where people were getting caught out of position. You made a perfect example was at the end of the game where Dark Lady was using charging strikes to farm the bottom lane past his own river with no vision. You just don't do that. You know what I mean? Those are things that you can't do. like I said, vision is a huge deal. If you're running the 4 protect 1 and you can't protect that 1, it's time to pub train. You have to fight as 5. You know what I mean? You can't. And you kind of hinted at this earlier when you were talking about it's okay to be solo farming in the jungle. If Jarl would have ended the game 1-9-1, but had done like 5k tower damage, that would, you know what I mean? That would have been fine.
Yeah.
If he would have like, oh, okay, well he's 1-9-1, but he took out all of like the top lane, including barracks or something like that would have been fine. You can have a low overall score and still be effective in the game. But like, as you were kind of hinting on that, because he was getting shut down, he wasn't getting a protection from his supports or from the rest of his team. I mean, he got picked off over and over again at the top lane. He just kept going back to the same spot and getting picked off.
Yeah.
If you can't protect him that way, you need to get him with you. You need to say, look, like we gotta make something happen. You being involved in these team fights, an extra 500 damage here, an extra 600 damage there, that could be the difference maker between, us getting genocided or then getting genocided. That could be the difference between coming back into a game. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, there were little things here and there that I saw from Rate8Before Date that could be changed. I think that, like I said, on a technical aspect, I didn't really see a whole lot wrong. I didn't see like a lot of missed last hits, for instance. I thought that their draft was perfectly acceptable.
Yep.
And if you can just get the finer notes on that thing, you got to get the teamwork down, you got to get the coordination down, and honestly, you got to get the experience, because that's ultimately what it all boils down to. If you're not playing against people who are better than you, if you're not constantly challenging yourself, you're not going to ever be able to advance in a game like Heroes of Newerth, because it's all about having the experience. You have to lose games to learn sometimes, and this should be a great experience for Rate8Before Date. So hopefully they're able to stay in gold and move into. I mean, now it works the same as Diamond, right? Like they'll have to go to the losers bracket.
They'll go to losers bracket here, and they'll go to losers bracket round 2. In fact, so they are guaranteed to stay in gold for next cycle. And
that's right, because it's out of 16 in gold, right?
Yeah.
So that they already won their first match.
Yes.
Is this the one you said was a default forfeit win?
Rating Before Dating? No, they actually beat Frog No Hippo, which is actually a team that's been.
I do know that team.
Yeah, there
I
you
do
go.
know that.
Although, to be fair, they've had some roster issues and getting people to show up for matches, and they're now in silver, mostly because they really haven't been able to field a consistent roster, and they've done some weird stuff. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, they beat Frog No Hippo 2-0, which is a team of solid players and a team that's been in Diamond Division since the beginning of HoN Tour Season 3. So. And we saw it, again, against a Telechubbies team that was good against a Diamond level team in Twisted Fusion. So that's the thing. That's in fact, I think that might be why it's so mildly frustrating to see like small things go wrong, is because you can see like there's enough there that you don't give up. You get like these little glimmers of genius, kind of. You know what I mean? Like a little hint here and there that like this team looks like it has enough to break through to the next level. Not saying that these teams are, going to be Diamond caliber teams in the next cycle or even in the rest of this season, but seeing a team like Rate8Before Date become like a contender for the gold spot, for the gold championship, something like that. So, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, because there's some gold teams where you watch them and it's just like nothing. But
I will say though that casting this match has made you more interested in what's going on in gold.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You man, you're missing out if you're not watching gold right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think obviously you look at the differential in skill between the different tiers, and I'm not talking about Diamond to gold and gold to silver. I'm talking about like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and then you keep going down. Because like obviously in Diamond there are tier 1, tier 2, and even tier 3 teams in there. You get tier 3 teams are people like Prime Icarus and people who have bounced up, and even in Dawn previously who've bounced up and down between the divisions. But then you have teams like Reason, even though they just got recently up and down. Reason, Willowkeeper, Nullstone Gaming, people who are the tier 2 and then tier 1 teams.
Right.
And I feel like gold probably has the closest disparity between the tiers. Like I feel like there's still probably some interest in gold that people aren't getting when they watch diamond matches, because a lot of diamond matches are kind of predetermined.
I think it's gotten better even there. I think honestly in the beginning of Diamond, I think it was like, okay, Sync is going to beat whoever they're going to beat. BMG is going to beat whoever they're going to beat. Most of the round of 8 matches were really easy to call. In the last cycle, we just saw Dawn beat Willowkeeper, who had finished runner-up the previous 2 cycles.
Right.
And then Night Raid beat Willowkeeper, which made no sense to me whatsoever. Reasons going to Gold Division, like, that's where we are right now. I would say most people are like, oh, you know, after SG and real BMG, I guess you could call them, left, everyone's like, oh my god, the HoN scene's destroyed, everything is horrible. I would say right now, yeah, the top end, I don't think Sync is as good as Prime SG or Prime BMG, but they're not far off. I think new BMG is definitely getting there. I think Willowkeeper is a team to look out for. They didn't do great last cycle, but they definitely have shown how good they can be. And more importantly, there is a ridiculous amount of depth in HoN right now, perhaps more than there's been in years and years and years, because you look at Gold Division, even right now, you've got WAP Dash, aka Chat Roulette Boys, who's a very good team. This Telechubbies team has shown a lot of good stuff. Twisted Fusion's solid. The new Not Excellent team is good. They're called Nice now, but anyway. Shrek is Love is a good team. Solaire Club is a solid team. Catman Champions picked up a couple of players from Twisted Fusion, or one player, Time to Die, from Twisted Fusion. They've looked good. You've got a team like Rating Before Dating that can come up from Silver and look good. I mean, Gold Division right now is, out of 16 teams, maybe 10 deep in really interesting teams. Like teams that you could see making Diamond and it not being a complete shock. And I don't know how often we've had that in HoN recently. So whatever the hell, Tang Zang Pang, forgot about them. That's not nice, but like there's a bunch of interesting players, there's a bunch of interesting teams, and maybe it's just because I'm paying more attention than I ever have before, but I feel like right now, yeah, the top end of the scene, it's not as good as we've had in the past. I will give that to you. Sync is a great team. They would not be this dominant if we still had SG and BMG around.
Of course not.
They just wouldn't be. Like, that's just not the case.
Of course not. I mean, the thing is, every time, and like, when BMG left, I don't know, like, how much you remember about, like, the goodbye post or whatever.
Yeah, no,
you know,
I
made a point, and then you made a point using stats, and I said that I didn't care about the stats. Because you were talking about, like, how teams had fared against each other, and that's why what my argument was basically that the stats don't really matter about who's beating who, how many times, like other people. It's like when you look at it, Sync basically they cared more, they practiced more than any other team, and I think that their cockiness was a huge kind of lead into their downfall this cycle.
Very possible.
You know, when you get to this level of comfortability, you stop. Even like if you're practicing all the time, you get into this thing where it's like, I mean, like,
I think the biggest thing.
This is tight, but it's not the tightest it can be.
It's that you're not afraid anymore. That's the thing. It's just you're not afraid somebody's going to beat you, and you always have to be afraid, because if you're not afraid, then you're not trying hard enough. And it goes back to what you're talking about with the depth of HoN, and all MOBA games in general are like this, where it's a game of chess. You know what I mean? Every move, it may be predictable, but you have to be able to see the long game. You know, if you want to be able to win. And there's so many different parts. There's the draft, there's the gameplay stage. In the gameplay stage has so many parts in it: landing stage, mid game, end game. You know, you have to have so many different things in mind and mastered. And I think one of the greatest things that we're seeing right now, and one of the reasons why this could potentially be the most interesting time to be watching Heroes of Newerth, is because for the first time in a long time, people aren't saying this hero sucks and it can't be played. For the first time, you're seeing a lot of heroes that a lot of people in the past just kind of completely glossed over, and now it's like, oh, well, we can use that, and they're finding a way to use that. That's why watching Willowkeeper and Dawn is, to me, fucking awesome. And same thing with like The Last of Us or Night Raid now, and Nullstone Gaming. You know, like these and now and like in Gold, like how many heroes do we see that you don't get to see every day? There's no more static.
There's
Yeah,
no more
why?
standard lineups. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're always gonna have the people. You're gonna have the Parasites. You're gonna have the Tempests. You know, you're gonna have the Magnuses. You're gonna have the heroes that are staples of lineups, and that's because those are the most powerful heroes. But there are so many little keys that you could put in and out of every single lineup that I think are going to make HoN really interesting to watch right now. That's actually why I wish that HoNcast covered more and did a better job of covering things like... I wish that you utilized the studio more. Or at all.
I'm not
I mean,
sure
I know
if
that there's no studio.
even there.
There's no, yeah, they don't have a studio anymore.
Yeah, and I mean that's what we've sort of been trying to do, because HoNcast right now is one of very few channels that actually gets consistently high viewership. Like right now, I'm sitting at 80 viewers, which for me is very good, but in comparison to HoNcast, it would be a travesty. We had 3,500, 4,000 people watching today in HoN Tour. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that's what's going to happen is we're going to get more coverage during the week. We're going to be using the hosting feature a lot more, guys. So people who are actually watching this, you should stick around. You should go sub to HoNcast. You should sub to all these channels. Hey, me too. Get on it. But I think we're trying. I'm trying because I've been watching HoN for a really long time, and I finally got mad enough about 6-7 months ago to do something about it, because I felt like there were things that needed to happen that didn't. That stats was the first thing. The second thing was the gold division, because I feel like there's so much goddamn content out there, and nobody's covering it. A lot of it is really good.
There's no excuse for that either. To be honest, like because like going back to when I was a shoutcaster, it used to be me and Breaky bitching at fucking S2 and at tournament organizers to get their asses going. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, well here we are on a fucking we got games on, you know, Saturday and Sunday, but like here it is like Wednesday night. We don't have any content. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck are we gonna do? Like, well, I guess we'll like cast a scrim or cast a funhouse or shit like that. You know what I mean? Now there's so much content to be covered,
and nobody's doing it.
But nobody's doing it. And if you want HoN to grow, which I'm not even, you know what, I'm not even gonna go down that road.
Yeah, we should be a little bit careful about all sorts of stuff.
But like if you want HoN to maintain and grow, you've got to get the fucking game out there. You know what I mean? You can't just be Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays and Sundays are great. It's great that every Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock there's going to be games on HoNcast. You know where to tune in. But the most successful streamers, the individual streamers, most successful streamers aren't just the best because they're the best at the games. You know what I mean? They're the people who they make a schedule and they stick to it all the time. Hey, I stream from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every single day. You know where I'm going to be. So no matter, I'm not saying that everybody's always going to tune into your stream, but at least it's like, oh man, I don't have anything going on. What time is it? It was 6 o'clock. Oh, you know what? I bet Quincy's streaming right now because he always streams from 5 to 9. Let's go check out the channel. And, sure enough, there you go. If HoNcast did that, I mean, we could be looking at a much, much bigger viewership for the game instead of what we are now. And like today we had 3,500. That's actually high.
Oh, it's great
for HoN.
It's great for us.
Like I mean, last week I don't think the numbers got higher than like 2,600. I mean, there was a time
earlier in the cycle. Usually grand finals
right,
about 3
but I mean, like in general though, like I think today was the highest viewership that we've had for a grand finals in cycle or in season 3.
That's probably true, yeah.
And I mean, and still that was only sitting around like 38.4.
Right.
So I mean, you just got to get the content out there, honestly, and I really hope that they continue to use the hosting feature to its best benefit.
That's the plan.
But this is also a great opportunity for people like you to get out there and do replay casts too. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have staff spectate to do a replay cast. And while I would I make a big deal about this too, because I think it's really fucking stupid that they don't have a better staff spectate option, where people can just cast games live as they want to, like you can do with Dota 2. But at the same time, like if you're passionate about casting and you really want to get the content out there, then you don't need the live thing to do it. You know what I mean? You can always do replays.
I've got 350 YouTube videos going back 6 months because I was just like, hey, let's cast some stuff. I didn't actually even have the capacity to stream to Twitch because my internet was so bad. But I was like, hey, I can download replays, I can save VODs, I can put them on YouTube, and that will do something. And nothing really happened until I actually started streaming because apparently people don't pay attention to YouTube, which is fine. But I agree, and I think more people should do it. And I think using the hosting feature, we're going to get a lot more consistent content out there. So hey, anybody that wants to watch this and go do other stuff, then go cast. That'd be great. It doesn't matter how good you are, you'll get better, and it doesn't matter how credible you are. I have absolutely no credibility. I really don't. Like, I'm not even close to a good player. It's kind of sad, considering how many hours I've dumped into this damn game. But now that we've solved all the problems in the universe, I think we should probably wrap it up because I haven't eaten in like
probably
an entire day.
I got half a cold pizza on the floor if you want some.
Yeah, you live, what, 2,000 miles away from me?
Probably more than that.
I think that's not.
Because you're in Cali now, right?
Yeah, I'm in California.
Yeah,
so,
I'm in Ohio.
Yeah,
MBD.
well, it's kind of far.
It's
anyway.
12:15 over here.
It's not a problem.
But yeah, we should do this again.
We should. Telechubbies
wins. Once a week.
Telechubbies wins 2-1, and I'm going to stop the recording right there.